We've got the transportive power of food perfumes. Restaurant and food-inspired fragrances are a sensory feast, literally. And that grabbed my attention like right off the bat over almost every other article that came out today, and I was like, that sounds silly, but then I just kind of kept coming back to it. So here we are. We're gonna dig in. Like my mind went kind of wild when I read that. I was just like, food scented perfumes. Like, who's running around smelling like a cheeseburger or like a like French fry oil. Man, I've been on like a Mountain Dew, or not Mountain Dew, oh my god, Dr. Pepper, like, just craze lately. Alright, hold on. Like at Disneyland, how they have things that pump out smells of certain... Do they really? I didn't know that. That's really interesting. I didn't know that, Zane. How are you doing tonight, man? All right. So in March, indie perfume brand DS and Durga launched an Eau de Parfum called Bistro Waters. Bistro Waters, inspired by 90s era restaurants in New York City. My initial thought when reading this sentence, and I know it lists the smells, but my like initial thought of like, oh, this brand inspired by these old restaurants, I just immediately thought of like that old diner smell. And if you've been in one, you know what I'm talking about. And I just like imagine just smelling like that all the time. Hold on. All right. You do know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, that old diner smell. Is this fine to show on stream, Sane? Now that I have it pulled up. What is all this? This is insane. The smellitizers? From the sweet wafting of vanilla on Main Street, USA, to still the burning in wood spaceship Earth and the barrage of ocean breeze and orange groves and the various iterations of Sorin. Disney smell machines rely on some relatively simple tech to enhance the sensory experience of their park and make your memories that much stronger. Like cheap plastics, yeah. What is this? Disney smellitizers involve positioning a scented substance, whether this is actual popcorn or an artificial scent, in a source of strong airflow, fan or air, and the audience. Then turn the airflow on and off so it blows across the substance and toward the audience. This process works because of how chemicals become airborne and how we smell. That's really interesting. No, that's not what I wanted to do. So it's that's really cool. I didn't know that they did that. Because when I smell popcorn, like I definitely want popcorn. All right, so the scents. There's a base of basil, nutmeg, and moss water with a heart of mandarin, green pepper, and pea flower, finished off with the top notes of lime flower, coriander seed, and pear. Perfume is light and crisp, but decidedly savory too. That is not what I would expect a 90s era restaurant in New York City to smell like. I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. That's not what I think. When I think bistro and like 90s era restaurants, that's not the scent I would imagine. This is a snapshot of a 90s 2000s New York bistro when tourists ordered Pertinis, veggies got fancy, and people wore fresh aquatic fumes. DS and Durga co-founder David Seth Moltz writes in the Perfume's liner notes. I mean, I wasn't going to bistros in the 90s in New York, so, you know, who knows? At least it doesn't smell like shame and regret. Oh no. The team confirmed that the name of their new perfume is a nod to a recent GQ trend story about what writer Jason Diamond calls bistro vibes. Spago, Wolfgang Puck's iconic Beverly Hills restaurant, in its 80s and 90s heyday, is a spiritual center of bistro vibes. It's the clothes, the sounds, and the overall vibe. It's not just about the restaurant's dated but elevated food, or about the genuine mass culture version of celebrity that thrived there. Diamond writes, it's also about the clothes famous people wore to places like Spago and about the way that they wore them. I don't understand how this is tied to smells. Diamond here is referencing a specific iconic Los Angeles spot, but the same could be applied to the swagger of the large restaurant scene during the time. And it's this very zeitgeist the scent hopes to embolden wearers to feel. DS and Durga co-founders Maltz and Kavi Maltz told Eater that they actually ignited the relationship at one of the more notorious restaurants to open on the heels of this time period. Maltz was a server at Pier Food and Wine, the celebrity-packed raw food restaurant that is subject of a new Netflix crime docu-series. What? Wait, what? What? I'll have to go check this docu-series out. Food-themed perfumes are by no means new. Years ago, Virginia's Pock Barrel Barbecue put out a fragrance inspired by smoky redolence of its meat rubbings. Are you serious? They just told me there was a fragrance that just smelled like barbecue and smoky meats? That's kind of wild. Hey, yo. Who is rubbing my meat? Look, I'm just saying, yo, if I had a partner and they put on, the scent of barbecue and smoky meats, I'd marry him on the spot. I'd marry him on the spot. I don't know, you have to go to Virginia's Pock Barrel Barbecue to find out, Zane. Pizza Hut debuted its own fragrance, seemingly for rabid fans looking to keep the waft of dough and tomato sauce lingering on their bodies. What? Why did they write it like that? Why did they... Why did they make it so... Why did they try to make it sound so sensual? They want it lingering on their bodies long after they finished a slice. Look. Pro tip, just go work at these restaurants and you'll smell like that all the time. I took away cooking tip or fact. Hold on. Let me fix that. It should be there. I disabled a bunch of them when I did the co-stream with Gary. Probably when you did the D night and never put it back. It could be that too. I'll fix it right now. I gotta just try to check it. There we go. There you go. It's fixed. It might take a minute to come back up. I'm gonna have to remember these for cooking for food cooking tips or whatever. You did freaking, what was it? Pizza Hut made a pizza perfume. Scents like these are in some ways extensions of other kitschy food scent experiences popularized in the 1990s and early aughts and marketed to young people, like fragrant markers and scratch and sniff stickers. A decade later, though, perfumes are putting out their culinary-inspired scents across the luxury sector with some bottle prices upwards of $200. Dude, I forgot how expensive that stuff gets. New Jersey-based olfactory studio, CBI is it CBI and Hate Perfume? Released Here Piggy, infused with the scent of white truffles. In San Fran, the perfume shop Ministry of Scent has a whole section dedicated to gourmand scents, including L'Aromatica's interpretation of Kulfi. Meanwhile, Le Fabo has a fragrance meant to evoke matcha. DS and Durga, for its part, has long looked to offbeat ingredients for inspiration. In 2019, it released a scented candle that turns the smell of coffee and almond croissants? Oh my god, bro! I need that candle. Does anybody have a extra coffee and almond croissant candle laying around? Taz, what's up, Taz? How you doing? An elevated yanking candle, if you will, and its pistachio fragrance immediately sold out when it launched earlier this year. Great, am I gonna have to follow, what is this place? DS and Durga now, so I can get these dopes candles? These perfumes are gimmicks, rather they reflect the ever-expanding role of food in wider culture. Increasingly, food is fashion. You can wear a sequin designer purse shaped like a hamburger. Can I? Is that in style now? Can I wear a bedazzled hamburger purse? Hold up. 300 t-shirt emblazoned with an image of a popular cookbook. What's the popular cookbook? Is it really $300? Is it? Wait, is it $300? I would wear. Well, that looks sick. That's a good shirt. That's a really good shirt. Is that Steve the Joe Bob? If Satan doesn't shout you out, I'll be for sure shouting you out, Taz. That's just how it be. Why is that $300? That's a sick shirt though. I'd wear the fuck out of that. Anyway. Mistress, how are you? How's everybody? Yeah, $300. That's nuts. And now you can smell like your favorite Indian dessert or even memory of a 90s era restaurant. Technology is catching up to match the growing desire for experimental scents like the ones DS and Durga is making. Perfume designers will often use what's called an accord. Multiple scent notes mixed together to create the smell of a hard to estimate ingredient. Previously, it wasn't possible for perfumers to simply press a fruit and turn it into its distilled oil version. The scent world is changing to allow for more infusions of culinary ingredients. The green pepper extract was just released last year using new biotechnology, says Moltz of the recently patented process he used for bistro waters. He has that it has potential to inspire more gourmand scents in the future. Could you imagine just smelling like a bell pepper? Dude, just got home. Nice. Did you work today? Who's your favorite streamer? It's certainly not me. Who's live? Is it Bear? Is Sane live? Is Taz live? Those are my favorite streamers. Cuddle Sane is Big Spoon. It always gets. Anyway, where are we? There is this article uses so many big words. There's an inextricable connection between flavor and scent. Neuroscientists have long studied the connection between smell and memory, but taste plays an important role as well. Food molecules during chewing. Thank you, article. Make their way back retronasally to your nasal epithelium. Sure. Writes Harvard's Venkatesh Murthy, chair of the Department of Molecular and Cellular Biology in the Harvard Gazette. I am butchering every word and name in the article, and I apologize. When you are eating all the beautiful, complicated flavors, they are all smell. So it's only fitting that perfume would aim to bottle flavor. Recreating past restaurant memories via perfume also seems especially ripe in the area of COVID-19, in which retaining smell and thereby taste nuance is in some ways a privilege. But if culinary-inspired perfumes become a full-blown trend, it'll be thanks to the scents like bistro waters. We don't follow perfume trends. I'd just like to be influenced by things outside of the perfume world and look to other influences like restaurants, says Moltz, and why he found himself attracted to food scents. Much like painters try and capture a moment with their brushes, I'm just trying to do that with aroma. Right now, it seems the moment is about food. Kinda wild. Kinda wild. Language is made up anyway. Yeah, work sucked, but cozy Steve Joe Bob stream after mixing all. Oh, well, I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that hopefully we can turn your day around a little bit. You only like when I stream so you can hear my majestic voice. It's true. Really is true. That's why I like listening to watching Satan streams. Midnight waffles are big yes. Big. There's you get 2 thumbs up for me. Yeah. I'm also really hungry. If you guys could have a perfume smell like a food or like a cologne, what scent would you guys most want? This one had a few interesting ones, like the barbecue one and the Pizza Hut one. Coffee, yeah. Yeah. No lie, this might sound weird. Is it ketchup? I don't know. I was trying to think of the weirdest thing I could think of. Apple pie a la mode. That's a good one. That's a good scent. That also sounds leagues better than the meat one. No. I think for me it would just be like a plethora of herbs like lemongrass and like Thai basil and sawtooth and cilantro.